Hello everybody, welcome back to the mania 4K World Cup 2022 Grand Finals weekend. We started this tournament a month and a half ago with 42 teams, and today we are down to just the 3. A very familiar podium with not so familiar names. South Korea, 5-time world champions, against the rebuilding United States team that has blown the competition away by beating Malaysia and most recently the Philippines. The only team that they have lost to in this rendition of the World Cup is the team that stands between them and a 2021 Grand Finals rematch against the defending champions Brazil. My name is Rafael and I am joined by the one and only Juan Cristo. How are you feeling about this match?
Hello Ravi, nice introduction over there for what is going to be likely one of the best matches we're gonna see this year, I think. I don't know what to say. After so many emotions throughout this World Cup, just in general, seeing the incredible matchup that was Brazil against South Korea last weekend with only 3 points separating the two teams. And I don't mean that in the way of stars. I don't mean that in the way of maps. They won a map by literally 3 points of difference. To see that team that just lost to Brazil, but it was so close, facing an incredible US team with a map pool that, in my opinion, kind of favors them in some ways. Like, there is a lot of physical demand for this map pool specifically, and US is like one of those teams that reminds me a lot about the early years of Brazil, back in like 2015, 2016, maybe even 2017, when they were insane powerhouses later on, but early on they may struggle a little bit. And they just lost against Korea, as you said, earlier in the, was it quarterfinals, I think. And it was a match that went to tiebreaker.
Yeah.
It was insane. So a rematch is always fun to see, and when the stakes are so high against two teams that are so good. I mean, Brazil needs to be watching this. They need to be very careful
Definitely.
because I don't think Brazil has an easy way to the title against any of these two teams. And they will probably need to change their strategy based on their rival. Because US is a team that will most certainly take Brazil on at least some of the rise, and Korea is one of those teams that can certainly take pretty much anything from them, especially SBs. And
something to point out as well from the roles, Snow 795. Have fun, United States, trying to beat that. Something to point out from last weekend, United States have a better rise score than South Korea on every single map that they both share, which is very scary.
And like I said, like US rather, this last finals weekend, their rise was just absurd. Like, I don't think we have ever seen any team in history dominate as much as the US did on rise last weekend. Like, on a finals level, it was insane. Like, every player just had at least 992k on every map.
So South Korea will be winning that role. US,
of course, they're gonna be banning Symphony.
Yeah, I don't think
so
anyone's
sad.
surprised.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to see that at all.
Yeah. No.
Wait, they're
SVs.
banning SV1? Oh my god. Why is Korea
no
banning
SVs.
SVs? No.
I mean, Korea did ban SVs last weekend with Brazil. Like, both of them also banned SVs. And now we're gonna see it again. And I think whoever advances facing Brazil is probably going to be the same thing.
I mean, at this point, might as well just run a World Cup, a Mania World Cup, that just has 2 less maps and no bans. And those 2 maps have the SVs. Like, that's it. Like, actually, I'm thinking, like, there are some changes, like, not necessarily prepared, but things that are going to be thought about for next year's protecting system.
Yeah.
In the Mania World Cup, that will be very interesting. I wonder if we're going to see as much of an SV heavy ban list if we have a system like that in place. But
I
we'll
can't
have to
imagine.
Wait.
Yeah, but Celestial Axis is going to be the map to open up.
Makes a lot of sense, I think, here from Korea. This is arguably the LN pick that is the one that favors the most the LN player in general. Like, I feel LN3 and LN4 are both very long no heavy, obviously, as you would expect from a long no pick. But they have certain spots where it feels like it's sort of a hybrid in some ways. And that gives US some sort of chance, I believe. And LN2, and then I guess LN1, like I was about to say Talent Shredder, but it's not Talent Shredder, it's actually number 39.
Yeah.
No, thank you. it kind of favors the lens as well, but it's very, very fast. It has a lot of like physically demanding patterns. And honestly, at the grand finals, you can expect any map to go to the physically demanding levels. It's just that out of all, I think this is the one that is the closest to LN pure skill that you can get. So it makes a lot of sense for Korea, I think, going for this. Flying Samira, Poka. I don't think we saw Poka a lot often.
Yeah, Poka was absent last weekend, I think.
Yeah, and Gaysol as well. Of course, Meter, Warrior, and A-Sharp on this right side. A-Sharp struggling quite a bit with this intro.
Trading with Poka, Mid also gonna miss.
Yeah,
so we already can see the physicality of this map pool.
Yeah, this map
already getting to
really intense. Korea's destroying this, by the way. Like, US is not having the greatest of the runs here by no means, but Crazy Mitter and A-Sharp are both struggling a little bit. Korea's just demolishing this, like, straight up. Gaysol holding the best score in the lobby right now, just above Greek Warrior. But this is like almost a three-way FC from the Koreans against a team that is struggling quite hard, like Mitter specifically. That's a big difference. Like 50,000 points on like one-third of the way through, maybe entering the second half, and a map that is this short. Korea starting very, very solid here, and Mitter just cannot get their foot on. This kind of
I think that's that's gonna be on the issues for the US, is that they're gonna have a pretty weak link on their third player. And against a team like South Korea, that's not something that you want to have. And everyone from the US drops. Poka dropped from South Korea, but it's two FCs still.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I wouldn't call this like a weak link on the third player by the US. It feels like just the team as a whole is struggling a little bit. Greek Warrior being the only exception. And although Flying Samurai now drops the FC, Gaze was still running with it. Mitre just getting absolutely destroyed by this chart. And like I said, this is the purest LN pick I think that the pool can offer. And it makes sense that a team that this year specifically has been struggling quite hard on LNs, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Struggle on a map like this. We'll see if LN3 and LN4 shares the same fate for the United States. As it stands, Korea completely destroyed the United States on this. Like, they just go roll over on the first pick. 9-200 as well, FC by Gaysol. And the map just changes immediately as they go for Peacebreaker on the US side. Again, a pretty interesting pick. Not necessarily the one I would have gone for first pick, I think, but it would have been one of my better choices, I think. My preferred choice if I was the US. Korea just went bananas on this, by the way. Like, I don't think Brazil can beat the score. And I thought Brazil was the best LN team on the 3 remainings. That was, like, so good as a team score. Like, what the hell?
Brazil are gonna have to reevaluate what they're gonna do later on. If Korea win, of course. But now it's time to see if the United States can shine on their rise.
You know, the thing about Peacebreaker, it's such a great song. And even Raids, it sounds so good. Like, it's so ominous. It really feels like a boss song, for sure. And being picked immediately after the LNs to just swap the tempo, swap the feeling completely, turn the match upside down. We'll see if it works for the United States. They are most likely going to pick Rise throughout the entire thing. Yeah. And Peacebreaker is the first choice here. A bit of a weird cut, if I say so myself. Don't get deceived by the star rating. You just went from a 7-point-something star rating map to a 5.6. Trust me, this is really, really hard. I will argue, maybe even harder physically than what we saw on the Island of Harbor.
Yeah. And already a very
Greek Warrior for people.
And Poka.
Yeah, but that was a cleaner miss from Poka than it was from Grip. So the US might have to fight for this a little bit, even though they have 2 very high accuracies. Great Warrior will need to start the recovery process here after such a big mess up in the start.
Yeah, the map is just about to get started. Death with a miss. That Lee's gonna shift to South Korea.
Oh, it will, absolutely. I'm a bit surprised by these misses, really, after seeing the US being so consistent into this intro. It's a bit weird to see them dropping combos. I would expect people like Poka here dropping on these mini jacks, which are arguably the hardest part of the chart, and there are those misses from the Korean side, and the US will capitalize off of those misses quite a lot actually. This lead is just
Multiple
extending.
drops.
Yeah, those long jacks are killing Poker. And Flying Samira now drops as well in the burst.
It's just 1FC to 1, but Poker is just dropping so much. And every single drop, the lead's just gonna continue to grow towards the United States.
You get a bit of a calm section here to recover your stamina a little bit, but as soon as you get distracted for a second, you start getting more bursts and then some mini jacks that feel a bit intrusive in comparison to what the music is offering. And Poker seems to get lost into those patterns, dropping once more and being mostly the reason why the US is now on the lead, even though Dev is struggling a little bit to get into this part and he's dropping quite a bit, but Poker is trading so much as well. The US is just going to extend this lead off of this accuracy. Mostly off the back of Mitter here, who's absolutely destroying this shot with the FC for himself. And though Snowsend is trying his best, Korea just doesn't really have a chance against a team like the US who's so consistent at this. Although I'll say a bit surprised. I was expecting them to be holding a better team score overall. Don't get me wrong, this map is insane. Like, it's just that last weekend, the maps did look as insane. I mean, not quite as much, but they were pretty insane too, and the US just felt so comfortable on them. This perhaps is a little bit on the edge for their limits. But even still, every member on the 99%, and when you compare that with Poker, who is the one who's struggling the most in Korea, he's not even on the 98s. That's just a great sign for the US. I think they should just go for the very demanding rice picks from now on. And this shows.
Oh, and Mitter does drop their FC. But it's a bit too late now, I think.
Quite a couple of them, but it's not enough time. This lead is huge, 60,000 points. And even though Mitter drops, so does Poker and Flying Samira. And just trades all over the place. Grifuaron being the combo holder from the US right now. And even though we see an FC here by Snowsend, it's not going to matter enough. You see this difference between just Snowsend and Poker? That's 100,000 points. And this is the kind of problems most teams face when you get this hard and this deep into the map. Also, I'm sorry, by the way, Greek Warrior. I would like to have a conversation with this guy. 7 200s? Like, hello there. 18 from Snowsend and an FC, and that's impressive on itself as well. But 7 200s on this bursty techie map? That's just ridiculous.
We're gonna see a ping pong match, I feel, now that we already know that both these teams have their very specific strengths. We're going back into LN's Black Princess.
LN3, Black Princess. I like this pick, but yeah, I think I like this pick. I think this is probably the second choice for Korea, considering the struggles we saw on the US from the LN department. This map is not quite as demanding, other than some specific patterns. The jacks on this like chart in general are insanely hard to hit, and that's gonna make the US, I think, more than Korea, struggle in the combo department, and Korea would just out accuracy on the lens as they regularly do.
It's just the one-hand long jacks which is going to be a huge factor.
I will see. Like, it is a good indicator for Korea though. If they win this, I think they should have all the LNs for themselves fairly confidently. I don't think this is the most disputed one. I think the most disputed one will be LN4. But if the difference here is not too big, then LN4 is actually pretty dangerous to pick. We shall see. This might also open some of the gates towards the hybrid department as well. And we might just get to see another one of those US matches where they just lose the LNs, they break point on a hybrid, they win on their rise, and they just win the match 7-5, 7-4, depending on the pick order.
I mean, that happened for like the last few matches that they've played.
That happened on Philippines, that happened against Malaysia.
Yeah.
No, Malaysia was against Brazil, but it was kind of similar situation. So yeah, we get to see that now. 1-1, South Korea picking Black Princess. We'll see if it works for them. They surely are hoping for this to work for them.
Yeah. I mean, it is an LN pick, so they need this to work. We're gonna have a pretty calm intro. Once the choruses come in, and that is where we might start seeing some misses.
I hear a miss there by Gazel. I wasn't really paying much attention, but I hear the hit sound miss.
Yeah.
He gets instantly traded by Mirror though, and A-Sharp
A-Sharp
dropping as well. A bit of a weird break if I say so myself, but with that being said, Korea will be on the lead. Poker's also absolutely destroying this map. Like, what is his accuracy? 99.87. Well, I mean, it's getting decreased, but of course it would be, right? With this mini jacks and Snowsense, even though he traded a miss with A-Sharp, now A-Sharp is the one who's struggling the most. And now this is kind of what you were pointing before. Yeah, that was a huge drop by Poker and Middle.
Many drops.
Yeah, many drops. Those jacks are just insanely hard on this track. And it's kind of the main reason why I think LN3 is kind of dangerous for LN players, because the LN patterning itself is not as tricky. You see Polka holding extremely high accuracy, and pretty much everywhere in the lobby is holding really solid accuracies. It's just that the mini jacks makes you drop combos so often, and that's just the killer in terms of accuracy. And like, you have very, very long jacks, and 177 BPM is like really, really fast.
Yeah, you also cannot overjack and you cannot underjack.
Yep. If you overjack, you miss
middle.
the LN. If you underjack, you just miss the jack. So you can't really do that.
And ended BPM as well. It's really hard to keep up, especially with so much things going on. Double drop from the US. Grip is still holding an FC. Hello?
Very good FC as well, may I add. 99.76. And although the fight is being held here by the United States, the accuracies from South Korea, although they are dropping left and right, and now Grip is dropping the FC finally. Unfortunately for him, without the remaining, these accuracies from Korea are just so much better than the United States. That's proving to be the main difference maker. Like, Korea can miss all they want, really, but if they just keep their accuracies above the 99s, like, there isn't much the US can do. A-Sharp with a 98.31, it's a bit too low for competing against an insane Korean roster here.
Yeah, Brazil take some notes. We're going into the final quarter. And this map might just be over at this point. I feel like
I think it is.
It's gonna take a miracle. Just from the... Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just from like the entirety of this map so far, you can already see South Korea's physical aspect of L-Lens is just superior.
It really is. And like again, we have been seeing this Romania World Cup in the previous rounds. It's something that you don't get to see quite often. You see like maybe 1% of accuracy difference between two players. You may be thinking, well, it's just 1%. It can't be that big of a difference. Well, it really is. In Mania, 1% of accuracy is huge. Like, we're used to see like 0.1% of difference at most.
Oh my gosh.
And then, well, this caliber of difficulty is just insane that this players can still get less than 3200s on like across the entire roster. And
it's
like,
ridiculous.
US is speaking so fast we don't even get to see the maps being displayed for a moment, like the results screen. Hello.
They know what they want to do. They have a plan. Crimson Fighters the second. But from the previous map, Grip with 14 200s, but South Korea's entire team consists of 26, 27, and 28 200s.
That ratio by Poker was really good, but so was Grip's.
Yeah.
Like, Grip Warriors, just such a powerhouse in just everything. He has been such an important player for the US. And even though he had like 10 misses, he had 14 200s and the best ratio on the lobby. Also the best score on the lobby. It wasn't enough. It is a similar pattern to what we used to see when we see a team that is clearly better than Lens and a team that is clearly better than Rise. They will just trade points back and forth until we have to get to the hybrids, or we have to get to the more niche Rise picks, or the more consistent oriented Rise picks. Something like Core Jacks, something like Jump Stream maybe. And now that we have a Crimson Fighter, like, this is like maybe a pick I can see Korea putting a fight, really. It is very,
It is
very
just-
hard, very, very physically demanding, but
It's
they
just
have
jump
this
stream.
capabilities. Yeah, it's just jump stream. So in the technical side of things, it's not that there are patterns that are chokeable. It's just, are you consistent at 290 BPM jump stream? Then if the answer is yes, you can compete. If not, US is just going to destroy you. That's just how it is. And we see Tristan as well. So no meter for this
Yeah.
one.
I think US has a very interchangeable Rice team. Like, they can swap between Dev, Tristan, Mitter, sometimes A-Sharp. But grip is always going to be there.
Here we are then. Starting with a bit of an intro here with sort of Jax. So now into the meat of the
Alright.
thing. It's just 2 minutes, so that certainly gives Korea, I think, a better chance, because a single choke with the United States, if we see a 3-way FC from Korea, which I wouldn't be too surprised to see, which is insane
Oh,
to
boy.
say for grand finals. But as it stands, the score lead is just flicking back and forth with Tristan now being the
First drop.
first one to drop on the US, and twice in a
Second.
row now. Grip Warrior
And
as
grip
well.
will drop. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, and
This
Dev,
is
who is the
not
only one
looking good.
holding. His accuracy is the worst of the lobby. So this is great for Korea. This is like huge, actually.
This is prime. Like, Snow Sense accuracy as well.
Dev
and there
dropped.
goes Dev.
On the
Everyone in
alarm.
the US drops 3 FCs from South Korea. Snow 799.87. This is ridiculous from South Korea. A drop of like
Samira is the first
Samira.
one to drop. This isn't over yet. There's still a third of the map, and Geisel now drops. There's
Oh.
just 2 misses from the Korean side, 3 or 4 maybe from the US. The city is
And
shrinking
then
with
also-
Snowsen dropping. No FCs
Oh, everyone
remaining.
from Korea.
Grip trades. Grip trades the FC. Oh my god, this is gonna get so close.
Oh,
You see
no.
this lead is starting to get a bit shorter, but I
We
think
have
it's
about-
starting to stabilize.
We have
Couple
about less
misses
than
from
half a minute.
Korea. It could be. It really could, but can they hold their ground for
There
just a
needs
little
to
bit
be
longer?
more.
Dev now braces though, keeping the chance for Korea with a trade
from
from
Samira.
flying Samira. I think it's just, they just have it. The map is almost over. There isn't enough time for the US. Although the lead is shrinking, it won't shrink fast enough. And Grip Warrior with a
And
miss at
Grip
the
will
end will
drop.
seal the deal. Korea
Break
gets
point
the
to
break
South
point.
Korea.
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's
Snow
huge.
Sen, hello?
Snowsen! Snowsen is playing the match of his life, though. Like, even with those 2 misses, he's been playing so well. FC on the first Rice pick. No 200s on this one now. Just 2 misses. And just crushing the LNs the 2 times they had to go for the first break point of the matchup. And wow, of all the picks, I told you this one is the one you don't want to go, I think. You wanted to go for the more physically demanding charts. And the US, even though it's arguably 290 BPM jump swing, is very, very physically demanding, so short and so trivial in terms of pairing for the most part that Korea just capitalized off of it.
Yeah, and South Korea still sticking by their theme. They're going for LN4.
Where is timing held?
Probably after the next US pick.
I hope so. If
I
they go
mean,
for
it has
hybrids
to
after
be.
this, I'm gonna be so sad. And I think it could happen. I think it very easily could happen. Well,
Now I'm thinking, what would the US even go for after this?
I mean, honestly, I would just go for like tech. If you go for like
Fury?
i7,
Yeah, Fury. Alright, we have to see how this one goes though. This one is 256 BPM LN.
yep, and it's very long as well. Like we just go from a
Yes.
2 minute very fast 290 BPM jump stream into long drag 256 LNs. This is also arguably the easiest LN map of the 4, but in different ways than LN2, I think. Like LN2 is more pure LN skill. I think this one is more like, are you good at shields and mini jacks? But maybe not requiring as high of a coordination element as the previous one. Like the coordination being mostly on the LNs rather than on the jacks.
Yeah. And Tristan already finding the first drop on the US. We should say this is the most physically demanding one out of the 4.
In terms of, like, you mean physically LN capabilities?
Yeah.
Honestly, it is weird to say it, but maybe no 39? No, actually no. I think this one maybe.
Yeah.
The physical
Number 39 is just extremely release heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy on the patterning rather than the speed on the physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You can see A-Sharp also dropping, so there's only one FC to 3 from South Korea again. Yeah, Grip still with the highest accuracy in the lobby, but everyone from South Korea is just holding the ground.
Interesting to see Tristan playing a lens as well, not something we're used to see. And now A-Sharp starting to drop once more on this pretty dense section, and Grip Warrior finally breaks the FC right after, like rather right before the break, I shall say.
Yeah.
And it's a three-way FC from Korea against 3 breaks from the US, and quite more than that, frankly. His accuracy from the US not quite there to fight for this huge lead that South Korea is holding right now.
Yeah, and we're only halfway. We're not even halfway actually. But the difference is about 40,000 points, so there is still a very small chance. But it's LLAN and Korea. I'm not sure if you do have any chance.
At this point, the main highlight, I think, like, again, I don't want to call this map over. They're still halfway through. Like, there's still half of the map remaining. But you see a 3-way FC from Korea this time. And this far into the map, with the US just struggling to keep their accuracies together, it feels over. The main question is, how long will Korea sustain these combos? Because we're entering this break section, and there's still a 3-way FC. Oh, no!
Oh my god, Juan, why? Why did it have to be in this section? Why? It's such a calm section as well.
I screamed a little bit too hard. I'm so sad. I'm so mad at this as well. A third of the map only remains now, and it's 2 FCs against none from the United States. But Tristan and Grip Warrior starting to recover on the combo department. And I don't see a collapse from the Korean side, but it did shrink a little bit, but not anymore now with the mid from Tristan.
It just feels like if there's a miss from Korea, there's gonna be like 3 or 4 from the US. So even if Gason and Flying Samira do drop, like the US still have to keep their combos up, and it doesn't seem like that's the case.
To the very last 8 of the song, and Korea's just absolutely dominating this 2-way FC by Samira and Gaysol, and the best accuracy actually being forced nose, and despite the miss. And as much as Grip Warrior is probably holding the best score in the lobby, but off of accuracy alone, won't be enough. Again, this is not a case of a thirdling missing, but rather maybe just a roster that can compete on a lens at this harsh of a difficulty level, really. A-Sharp and Tristan trying the best, but they cannot keep up with this. Gaysol drops the FC, again not going to matter all that much. Now is a question to whether Flying Samurai will keep the FC or not for what remains of the map. It should be fairly simple to keep the combo through this ending, and it is much into it, like 7,200 nodes, and not missing the mini jack at the end. That's an FC. That has to be an FC by Flying Samira. Great score there.
Dropping there.
Yeah, everyone just drops there all the time.
Wow, that's clean. That's a clean FC as well. 15 from Grip, by the way. That's half of Flying Samira's 200s.
He almost got the best score on the lobby. Samira just getting it by the skin of the teeth on the FC with 3,200s. The ratio as well proving to be a big helper for Grip, but not enough. Unfortunately, this difference between the second and third player from the US and the second and third player from Korea on a lens, too much to compete really. And the US will now have to make their choice. Will they go for more techie options, or will they start to go for something else? Maybe swap the strategy. I'm not so sure if it's likely to happen. I mean, they could go for the other jump stream, like they could go for Sagetsu, like the Rachel map. But I'm okay with this pick. I think
this is fine.
I was between this and Fury. I think will be the better picks that they have available. They have to absolutely avoid Love Song, I think. And other than that, it's pretty much you're kind of forced to take all the rise anyway.
There are 4 South Koreans in the lobby. Someone has to swap out. Also, this is the first time in the match that the US took a while to pick. Like, the first 2 picks were like almost immediate. This one took some thinking.
Oh my god. it is so ridiculous to see that a song actually goes as fast as 346 BPM and is still playable by humans. Like, I wouldn't go as far and call these people not robots, but they are as close as it gets.
We are evolving. It has been a while since the first edition of the Mania World Cup, and we have really been testing the players' limits. And this is currently as far as we can go.
Okay, then it is Seroa. Another Camellia track. This is like the Camellia song number 27 that is getting picked.
I wouldn't even be surprised if that.
So many Camellia songs on Mania. Here we go. Korea was holding the lead starting, but yeah, there's a drop.
Oh, it trades into depth. Accuracy from the US not looking too good, honestly.
It's interesting to see, like, again, why is Grip Warrior not playing this? That's also a bit of a surprise. I would expect him to be playing here. Oh well. The score lead is very, very short anyway, and now with the drop by Gazel, Snowson, and Tristan, it is 2 misses against 1 from the US, so they will take the lead off of them.
Okay, now the accuracies are starting to stabilize from the US.
And oh, there it is.
South Korea.
Oh,
lead in US favor.
Great news by the US here. Now, so far, some broken jump stream here, and it is working out for the US. Flying Samurai are starting to struggle reading these patterns of anything. And Dev trading with Gazel. This is very good news for the United States. We're holding a solid lead now.
All on middle.
Yeah, it's all on him on HSG.
We don't have much of the map left.
No, the map is almost over, and there's still misses happening all over the place, but it's always traded between one side and the other. It is just Mitter who holds the combo through this whole thing. And into the very last pattern here, he does get...
Oh my gosh.
The full combo. Does he? Yes, he does.
Yes.
He gets the FC on Seroa. Well played there by Mitter. No Grip Warrior for this one, and it works out after all. Even though Snowson had the best 200 count on the lobby, the best ratio and score goes by Mitter, and it's just a 4 100s, 10-200 score here, 982. Incredible performance by the US on this one. Really, just a single miss by Tristan, and the 200s were just huge.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're appointing
39! They're going to testify!
I am so mad.
Oh boy.
I am so mad. I hope the US breaks points on this. I really do. No bias. I mean, to be fair, this is arguably more LN than Black Princess in some ways, I think. Like, Black Princess is very LN heavy, but the LNs are mostly trivial for this difficulty level anyway. It's just the jacks and the coordination that makes it very, very hard. Whereas on this one, it is insanely difficult to play just overall, but most of the difficulties I think come from reading the LNs properly.
The wacky snappings for like every single note in this map is absurd. Like, this map is genuinely one of the hardest in this map pool, I feel.
I mean, I haven't played it personally. I saw the map showcase and I felt this wasn't that bad, like that hard. But it may, again, I had to play it really to tell. Like, it is the kind of map that you see and you're like, oh, this is probably so much harder than what it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, who controls the present now anyway? Will it be the US or will it be South Korea? They are making this choice and avoiding no thank you in the process, but we'll see if it works. Very tight shields here. Mitter is going to be the one who struggles to keep their combo through them.
Yeah, but this map is 3.5 minutes long, so we still got a lot to play for.
We absolutely do. This song is pretty good though. Mitter with another drop though on the mini jacks. I think it was in the 4th column, right? The 3-note mini jack.
Yeah. Polka trading.
Oh, and that's accuracy is quite low, I think. Korea may be on dangerous territory here with Grip Warrior getting the best score so far in the lobby. They are starting to fight for this lead, and they might just claiming for themselves as we reach the 400 combo map by Poca. It is very close, but I see some flicker into the second quarter of the song. Now Snowsen drops on the third. Columelen, yep, that's a great one for the United States, who are now on the lead on a potential breakthrough with Geisel. They drop.
Everyone in Korea dropping.
Oh, they drop on the Graces so much.
There's still 2 FCs on the US.
Oh, this is so good news for the United States. They are holding a lead on a map that isn't Rise-based, and that is huge. It's the Hybrid 3, this turning point for the US, the point that we're looking for, really. After this, they have so many Rise opportunities remaining. They really need a breakpoint for themselves, otherwise they don't have enough.
Oh
God! What? How did they miss there? That is one of the easiest parts of the map. No! Stop dropping on the mini jack! No!
Geisel will trade one back, but this lead is gonna shrink heavily.
Oh,
none of the US players hitting the 400 combo cap. That lead's gonna swap, I think.
I'm not sure though. Like Geisel's not on the 400 either, and it's just gonna go back and forth. Intersection being a bit too hard.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is
still gonna be in the US for now. Poca Devil trade. Everyone's just dropping. No one has a 4-digit combo.
Yeah, I think that favors US mostly, but mostly because of the accuracy from Grip being a little bit better, and now Poca with another miss is gonna extend this lead by the US.
What I'm scared of is you know the Jack inverse. Yeah, the Jack inverses.
Yep, that's happening again.
For the US
that is happening again. The US has to be very, very, very careful. And although they are extending this lead off of this misses by Poca, it's not decided yet, because this ending with the mini jacks on the long nose may be a bit too hard for them. They proved themselves not capable once, but can they do it the second time it happens? Mirror and Warrior both dropping quite harshly, and Tristan as well. Poca drops. Oh, it's gonna get to the wire. It's gonna come to the very last second of the map. It is gonna flip, I think so too.
There's still the inverses.
Oh my God. It is gonna flip now, I think, even before the inverse. Oh my goodness. Oh, Poca trade! Snowsen as well!
Oh, wait, the lead is back in the US?
Yeah, and it's growing, if anything.
Here we go,
here we go. The inverse. Meter drops.
One drop on middle, one drop on Geisel.
Poca trades.
Drops as well.
Oh my God, it's the United States of America who takes the breakpoint of their lives here.
Wow.
What a play by Grip Warrior once more. I'm never gonna get tired of claiming how good this player is. 12 200s against all odds. The United States back on the game here with a breakpoint on Hybrid 3 of all places on Testify.
Oh my God.
Who controls the present now? It is the US who gets to make the 4th pick now in order to try and tie the series up.
No 2018 flashbacks.
I'm thinking this is Fury. It has to be Fury.
It has to be Fury. Maybe... Wait, maybe what? And I think it's Fury. I can't see them going for any other vice at this point.
I mean, at this point, the roadmap for the US is kind of rough. Unless they want to go for hybrids, maybe try the luck. I don't think.
Oh no. Oh, what? Like, Angel Salad?
Yeah, I think Fury into Angel Salad is not too bad. Like, Sagetsu might work as well for the US. I think they can go Fury, Sagetsu, and Angel Salad, potentially. But I think Korea is just going to pick Angel Salad before them anyway. I just don't see the US picking under the...
Cod Jack! They're going for Cod Jacks!
I was about to say, I'm not so sure about this. I think I still prefer this over Love Song, but... like, do you still have Fury open? Like, why do you make such risks so risky yet? You just want a point though, like, you want a break point, so you might want to capitalize off of the momentum, really. When you have a map like Korjax that is usually very disputed, you want to be the team with the favorable momentum into it. And with Korea dropping so often on the very ending here and Testify, then maybe this isn't so bad.
I mean, the US have a better kill each other score than South Korea. Like, the US just straight up have the best kill each other score. So I guess they might be basing off from that. Like, they have 11,000 points better than South Korea on the last round's Korjack map.
Great background.
Yes, very good background as well.
Here we go then. Mayfather. difficulty of the peerless rather, under heaven. And again, I think in a scenario where there are many chokes, the US is the favorable to win. But this is such a map that, like, it's a map that you expect to see more chokes than usual. That's the problem. Flying Samurai is starting a bit of a rough start, I think. 200 very early on. No, never mind. It's just the client. Yeah, I was like, why is the accuracy increasing so slowly?
Yeah. Alright, 170 BPM Cord Jack, and if you can see Mita starting really badly with a miss. Right before the 400 combo as well.
And right before the Cord Jack section started to kick in as well. So we will see if this is the main difference maker between the two teams here. But it seems like the US is going to recover this lead off of accuracy alone, because it's starting to flicker. If anything, it is Geisel's accuracy
is quite low.
Korea seems to be on the lead though, but barely on the lead, and they may not be able to hold through it with this bursty pot. We see some accuracy being dropped by Flying Samurai and Geisel as well. It is the drop by Flying Samurai as well, but double drop from US!
2 FC's gonna matter? Accuracy! Geisel's accuracy is so low, and Tristan's holding the best accuracy in the lobby.
Samira drops again, and this accuracy from the US is extremely solid. So I think they are in a pretty comfortable situation, really. If they have only clean misses like they had so far, they may be able to just hold this lead through the very last ending here on the quarter.
One more section. So they need to focus on this one. This is going to be a huge deciding point.
Will this be the clutch point for Tristan Jacob, who has been playing pretty well so far but never managed to get the MVP? Will he get it this time with an insane accuracy competing against Snowsen, the only two high accuracies on the lobby, and NFC still remaining, but Jacob drops quite a lot, in fact.
That's point 2, but it's Samira, Mita trade back though.
I don't think there's enough time for Korea. Yeah, it should be fine for the United States. Off of the accuracy here, and it's just 15,000 points, but if it is 15,000 points or 3 points, it doesn't matter. Snowsen's B1 double S? What?
This is Grand Finals! This is Grand Finals! What are you doing?
I mean, Greek Warrior just got a single 200 as well, and the better ratio, but B1 SS. And timing hill!
A1, let's go!
We did it!
We did it! We've made it this far to see it happen. We are now in the best of 5. Oh boy.
Banger.
Last LN map. Oh, yeah, this is going to be scary territory for South Korea.
I mean, if Korea decided not to pick this before going to hybrids, I'm only scared. Like, is Korea even as good at this as they should be? Like, I feel this is a point the US may be able to not do so poorly compared to like LN3 and LN4 like we saw previously. But even still, like, I think this is a case where we're gonna see the US struggle sort of like they did on previous Olympics, but we're gonna see a Korea that struggles a lot more than what we are used to see on the other LM maps. Is that gonna be enough for the US to recover a point? I don't think so. I still think Korea will take this.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if Korea don't take this. Polka is playing Chrono Capsule for some reason. Yeah, Client's gonna have a moment.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
No, thank you. We're starting again. Of course, my map is the one that's gonna break the client, right? Like, it had to be that way. And there we go.
No more. Let's go.
And this is what I was talking about. The United States may be on the lead right now. Like, meter drops, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see not so poor accuracies for the United States compared to what we saw on the previous maps. And Geisel is struggling quite hard on this. So is Samira. So this may be closer than we expected. Miku's on the chat, please.
Miku's in chat. Alright, first chorus. Meter drops. Lead still in favor to South Korea just from 2 FCs.
Oh, Mater is struggling so much on this, like almost down to the 97s. Yeah. Again, this is starting to look a little bit more similar to what we saw in the previous Olympics, really, where Korea just has the better team score overall, with Greek Warrior being a bit ahead. This time, A-Shop.
Yeah, you're saying?
Yeah, no. A-Shop's actually not doing too bad either. Like, his accuracy is pretty solid, almost matching Gaisel here. He was holding a great combo, but he just missed again.
And again, it's some treats, but
yeah, it is just mitter. Like, if they have, this is a case of a third link missing. Like, compared to the other lands when we saw two players from the US struggling quite hard, this time it is mostly just mitter, really. Otherwise, they would be fairly close, really. A-Sharp struggling a little bit, but he often wasn't too behind to the other two Korean players.
Oh, and Polka does drop, but I think, yeah, it's just really mitter. Just being the weak link for the US for this map. There has to be a lot more drops from South Korea. A-Sharp drops again. The lead's just going to continue to grow to South Korea.
Polka drops, but again, this lead is just massive, and it's a long map too, so 60,000 points of difference is not something you can just recover, especially when you have a third player who's just so behind in comparison to everyone else in the accuracy department. And don't get me wrong, like a 98 on this, and any map really, if you're rival to S rank any map on the Grand Finals, you're a god. Like, it's just how it is. But this time, perhaps the US on this map, they are playing like gods, but Korea is just playing like...
You're fighting South Korea.
Yeah, you're fighting Koreans, which are arguably higher than God this game.
I don't want to say anything about... Okay, never mind. I wanted to...
No, you indirectly cursed it.
No.
You indirectly cursed
I
it.
I refuse.
I was actively ignoring Flying Samurai for the entire thing, and you just come here and just like, I'm not gonna say anything, but they miss.
In my head it was grip, but yeah,
fair.
Let's just say it was. Let's just say that it counted, I guess. But this is a pretty definitive point in South Korea.
Again, Grip is gonna have the best score in the lobby probably here, but it's not gonna matter for the United States. They are getting this. Is this the highest difference we have seen so far in the match, or was it LN2? I'm wondering now.
This is 100,000 points.
Yeah, the other one was 150, so I think the other one was a bit worse.
This is still pretty huge.
Oh my god, the ratios. The ratio by Greek Warrior is insane. By the way,
is that 1 to 4?
That's 23 200s on timing hell.
Yeah.
Hello? 977.
Juan, you're making too easy timing hells.
Yeah. I know. It's my fault. Always.
We're going to Fury now. Alright, as you can already see in the map pool, it's starting to look very scary for both sides. US have 2 Rice maps remaining. South Korea have no LNs, it's just hybrids.
Yep, but they only need to win 1. That's the thing. To force a tiebreaker.
They win 1, they win 1 to secure at least tiebreaker.
And you don't have to... Consider the possibility of Korea just picking Rice 1. Like, I don't see why not.
Yeah, they could. They very well could,
maybe even like Rachel map, right? I wouldn't say Korea has like 0 shot on any of the maps that are remaining on the Rice department. If anything, I think other than maybe this one, they have pretty fair chances on taking the other 2 Rice maps.
I feel like it's so risky though. Like, just going for hybrids will take a lot less risk. But at some point you have to take the risk. Like, this match is probably gonna go the distance very soon. And Flying Samira with a very early drop. Right, it is 4 minutes of tech.
4 tech.
4 tech. This map is just littered with jack bursts, and there is so much concentration needed, especially when it's 4 minutes long.
Absolutely, and we're starting to see Flying Samurai having a bit of a difficulties in the starting point of this one, and that's going to give the lead to the United States. That and the accuracies that they are holding, like, well, there's the miss now by Samira, but 99.9 for both Dev and Mitter.
Oh, and Gaisel drops.
Mini jacks, man.
FC to 3. Yeah, mini jacks. another one from Gaysol. The lead's gonna grow. Snowset struggling to kind of keep up accuracy with the highest in the lobby, which is Mitter, by a 0.1% difference. Combo starting to stabilize a little bit from South Korea's side, but Flying Samir's accuracy is not even in the 99 range.
Not even on the 99s on the hardest deck map in the pool, shake my head.
And there goes Snowset.
Yep, there's no FCs anymore for Korea and the United States. This is the kind of the United States that I was remembering from the finals weekend, like last weekend.
Yes.
When they are just looking deadly consistent, deadly good at accuracy, and their opponents not being able to keep up with that. And that's why I thought the Fury was the best pick from the very beginning. And they are now proving me right, as they are entering the second half.
Oh my gosh.
With Korea just being absolutely blasted by this tech pick.
Three-way drop to a three-way FC. What can you do about this?
Accept defeat. At this point.
Accept a 5-5 scoreline.
And you know what's also insane? Like, we don't see Greek Warrior on this.
Yeah.
And not only that, but... Oh, there's the miss by Dev, unfortunately. But I was about to say, Crazy Mirror now being the MVP for the United States. Back then it was being Tristan, who dropped at the very end of the Kojaks. This time it's Mirror, and sometimes it's Dev as well. It's like every player on the United States gets their own chance to shine in some way or another when it comes to Rise. It is unbelievable how good these players are. Now there's another break by Dev, but it doesn't matter at all. At this point, there's still a third of the map remaining, but with a map 4 minutes long and with about 50,000 points of difference, that's just not something you recover from. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, and especially against a team that has 2 FCs.
Oh, no.
Well, now 1. Middle drops. It's just Tristan.
Yeah, for every single drop the US have, South Korea have more than 1. And yeah, now there's 3 drops from South Korea. Just multiple drops from South Korea. Tristan does drop no FC from the US, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be a 5th point to the US. We are going to a best of 3.
Oh my god. The match got this close. The clutch victory on the hybrid for the United States and the great performance on the Rise 2 map of Korea's. Both of the breakpoints. Otherwise, for the most part, I think their teams dominated their own picks, with maybe the only exception being Kojaks.
Yeah.
Every other pick, US was so much better looking when they picked, and Korea was looking so much better when they picked. I think overall, though, Korea has a bigger advantage when it comes to a lens than what US has on Rise against the Koreans. But it's still fairly good Rise performance here. Like, look at that by the US. Every single player has a better 200 count than the best player on the Korean side, other than Tristan, who was the one holding the combo for the longest. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and it has to be Chrono Capsule, which they are going for, South Korea. So Chrono Capsule, and then for the US, we still got Love Song and Sogetsu, and Angel Salad, I guess. This should be a South Korea point. Should be. The L-lands in this are so dense.
Yeah, I was about to say, the LNs here are so intrusive on the patterning that if you aren't really an LN main, this is one of the maps you're going to struggle with. And if anything, the US was showing that much. The problem here is, will the US go for their LN lineup or will they go for the Rise lineup on a map like this? And honestly, I think they should probably go for the Rise lineup on this. It's not like the LN players having consistent enough really to take the LNs by any sort of margin. So might as well try to get a good run on the Rise and perhaps win off of that. We see Mirror just coming in with Tristan as well. So perhaps they're going with this strategy, as I said. We see Poka not being played as well here, so it's the same scenario for Korea. No LN main.
Yeah, this hybrid lineup for South Korea. I know A-Sharp does play the hybrids, I feel. Or the L-lands anyways. But this roster for the US definitely leaning towards more of the right side.
It's a very short map, I'm telling you. I don't know why I have this weird feeling inside me that the US may be able to break points here. And if that happens, oh boy. Oh boy, will it be tense.
If the US break point, I think it's over.
I wouldn't call it over. We'll see. I think it's a must win for the US, if anything. Mirror being the one who drops here, but he's traded instantly by Flying Samira, who struggles quite a bit on accuracy. With Tristan now dropping and trading, but Gazel as well. Everybody's it's just a misfest. Everyone on the Korean side dropped the FC.
We've only just begun. This map just started. 2 drops again from the US. The lead's gonna stabilize into the middle.
Oh my god, we're now dropping. No one sees left.
South Korea. Korea has enough.
Oh, the lead just flied instantly towards Flying Samira, of all people. And Korea now dropping again, and this lead is starting to flip. It's just gonna go back and forth. This is just a misfest. What is this map? What is happening? No, I cannot even keep up with this.
The lead going better, Korea. Middle dropping quite a bit, actually, dropping down to 97%. Gazel trades to Tristan, lead still in South Korea's favor. It's Snowsen holding the combo, which is just dealing so much damage. But no more combo was Snowsen. Lead still in South Korea's favor, just from the accuracy from middle. But, okay, we're halfway through.
There's still a third remaining, and this Korean lead is gonna slow down a little bit with Tristan now reaching the 400 combo into this kind of like easier section, if you will, but the jacks are very hard to coordinate. And Snowsen trading the mid with Mirror, but Flying drops again. Oh my god, it's gonna come down to the wire, Don. No, don't do it again.
Just in thousands of points.
Don't do it again. The US is fighting for it.
Surely.
They're trying their best here to keep this lead, and they are on it. But Tristan drops, and Korea's back on it. Will they keep this lead towards his ending? Another miss by Tristan, and there's no misses on the very last jump.
There needs to be a miss from South Korea to fly back.
Oh, I think they just have it. Yeah, there is no time by Flying Samira dropping at the end. It's not gonna matter. 8,000 points, and it's
8,000. Match point to South Korea, but it is a US pick. The most important pick of these 6 players' lives on your right.
Oh my god, I told you they weren't that far off, and they surely were not that far off. United States was just there.
Back and forth.
That ending by Tristan may costed the United States their spot on potentially the grand final, but they can still
they're going for the longest map of the 3. God. Oh, we're gonna be in for a ride. Strap yourselves.
I agree with this pick, though. I think this is the best pick they have gone for between the 3 remaining ones. But do I think they will win it? I mean, I don't know.
That's gonna be a question we'll have to see. I think the US wants to time out.
Yes, they should be allowed to time out here, so they certainly do have the 2 minutes for recovery if they need to.
Alright, let's breathe. Scoreline is 6-5. If the US wins this, we are going to steganography. If South Korea wins this, there's going to be a rematch of 2019 Grand Finals, 2016 Grand Finals. I assume the 3 on the right is going to be the roster for this. And I assume the same for South Korea.
This is the last pick of the match, regardless of what happens. If the US wins this, we see a tiebreaker. If Korea wins this, it's over. We see a rematch of the winners' finals into the grand finals between Brazil and Korea. And again, I will be very, very worried if I am a Brazilian player, because oh boy, these 2 teams.
If you're part of the Brazilian squad, like looking at this match, I don't even know how you would feel just like looking at all of these scores. Team scores, player scores, everything alike. Alright, here we go. 4 minutes of yes. 4 minutes of yes.
4 minutes of Rachel.
4 minutes of really good song. This would be a very fitting song to end this match.
Oh man. Don't say that to the US supporters.
But,
They will be very sad.
But Steganography is also a really good song.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I want to see a tiebreaker.
I want to see anything at this point. This match has been just a seesaw of everything that can happen, and we are now here on the final free pick.
I was just reading the chat a little bit, the tourney chat we have right here with all the commentators and whatnot, and they all seem to be on a consensus that the US may not be winning this map, but I don't think so. I honestly think this isn't that bad. Like, I would expect the United States to be very consistent on the accuracy department here. That might be pushing the edge, but I might be proving wrong here. It's the drop by Mitter.
I mean, at this point, all of these players, yeah, like they're already extremely tired. And going into 273 BPM, then jump stream for 4 minutes, Mitter dropping again. There's some signs. Not exactly good signs for the US. South Korea still holding 3 FCs.
Oh my god. It's so insane though to see this kind of maps being played. Like jump stream is usually every player destroying it on accuracy, and then at some point stamina goes away and dead. Imminent death. And Mitter is choking quite often on this one, which is a pretty bad sign for the United States. Finally we see a miss by Gaysor. Of any player, I think Gaysor is the most likely to struggle with this department in the Korean side. We shall see. Samira has been playing pretty well so far, but he's probably also pretty tired at this point. I wouldn't expect just Grip or Snow. Yeah, but Grip and Snowsend should have it better, I think.
Grip and Snowsend are just the kings of both their countries.
This lead is shrinking a little bit with Flying Samira dropping out 2 times in a row. Oh, that's a huge drop. No, he got lost on the stream. But Tristan is getting lost as well.
That was a huge drop of Samira though. That's still gonna be in favor to the US, I think. Oh my gosh.
I think it is still on the
Don't do this.
Oh, they are reaching the 400s, and there it is. This lead is now a bit
so
stable,
small.
but it's so small. It's on the 3,000 maybe. And Gaysor drops though. It's gonna extend
the lead's gonna continue to go and
trade.
No FC from Korea.
Oh, if anything, if there was one man you wouldn't want to miss if you're a Korean, that would be Snowsend, who just now drops no FCs against one.
The US just need Grip Warrior to hold. Mitter drops.
Mitter, please.
Right before.
That's not the spot you want to miss.
Mitter drops again. And like this is where the stamina kind of kicks in a little. And I'm getting a little bit worried for the US.
I think Korea may be able to flip this lead off accuracy if they can sustain themselves a little bit longer as we reach the 400 combo cup here. Entering into another hard section with the 400 combo cup. Samira's dropping, giving a bit of a breathing room for the United States.
Just Grip.
It is just Grip. It's all on your hands, buddy. Can you force a tiebreaker here, the United States? All North Americans cheering for them.
It's just seconds away.
With Gaysor dropping again. Can he call this full combo? Can he clutch this win for his country, his team, and all his supporters? With the misses from Gaysor and Samira, I think it's pretty much over. The United States just extending this lead for a tiebreaker. Tristan drops, but it's not gonna matter all too much. This lead is not shrinking, but with Mitter another miss, it's not gonna be enough, I think. US should be on the clear on the very last stream, but Mitter drops again. This stamina is going a bit of a problem. Oh, it's gonna shrink so much at the end. Please, force a tiebreaker. Grip is trying. And it holds through this ending with Gaysor dropping.
I think that's it.
That is it. Grip FC.
Full combo Sogetsu. We're going to Steganography on the first match.
Getsu Oratorio, the last map being played, and the Grip Warrior with the clutch FC to seal the deal. And to tiebreaker we go with an amazing performance by the MVP of the United States.
Oh my goodness. That's a way to end the free picks. But we still got one more map to go. One more. What a match.
I told
As
you.
South Korea
I told you.
and the US
I had faith on the US boys to be able to take that one, and they delivered. And into steganography. What a match!
Oh boy.
At this point, I mean, if there is one moment of life where a team needs you the most, it's on the tiebreaker. And if there is one tiebreaker that needs to be supported as much, it has to be the grand finals one, the custom one. So, I mean, it's very sad to see one of the two teams go at this point, but they surely delivered an amazing match. And, I mean, chat, you should be cheering very, very loudly for the team you support the most, because this is the final stretch for one of the two teams. And oh boy, will it be Korea, will it be the US who gets eliminated? And the other one gets to face Brazil, who are waiting for the winner of it to decide the ending of the Mania World Cup.
Alright, are these gonna be the final rosters, or will we see some last second swaps?
It's gonna be weird to see this map being played without the white and yellow skin.
Yeah. It's gonna be pink and white instead.
True. Imagine if the background actually changed colors depending on the skin.
Oh man.
That would be sick.
Hey, future World Cups ideas.
Oh,
Anyways, here we go. Map number 13 out of a possible 13 on the penultimate clash of the 4K Mania World Cup 2022. South Korea and the United States. One last dance. Someone is going to be eliminated at the end of this 5 minutes.
So try to refresh my memory, Ravi. A tiebreaker was played on finals one time before on Mania World Cup. Do you remember the year and the teams that were facing each other? Because I think I do.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that again?
We saw a tiebreaker on the finals once. Actually, twice before in the past. One in finals, one in grand finals. Do you remember this instances?
2019?
2019 between who? Brazil and Korea.
Yep.
The other time, Brazil and the United States. It was on the Messenger 2012. And to top it off, the final top 3 encounter that we have not seen go to tiebreaker, United States and South Korea. Let it go. Let it be finished. It is steganography. And made a drop early on.
Gaysol trades it right back. 2 FCs to 2. Middle drops again. South Korea now have the lead. Not a sizable one, but at least a possible lead to hold on to middle drops again. These L-land density sections really catching middle off. But plays on mirror's accuracy. Dropping down to 99.1.
He's tanking a
Gaysol
little
trades
bit.
to Tristan. 2 FCs to 1.
Meter drops again, so that's many more misses, I guess, for the United States. After all, Meter is struggling quite a bit in the LN department there. But as we get into the rise portion of it, perhaps the US can find some difference. But if anything, it is Korea who's extending the lead.
South Korea is actually, like you said, extending the lead on the rise sections of the tiebreaker. Now we go into a slight pump section. But this is the foreshadowing of what's to come. Yeah.
Yep. Funniest part about this is that, oh my god, the United States and Korea looking so close. Oh my god, there's mini jacks. Oh
no
my
FCs
god.
in the US, 2 FCs on South Korea. As things stand, it looks to be the 5-time world champions having a really good lead.
Bit of an edge here, quite a big one actually, 30, maybe 25,000 points in the favor. But as we get into this portion, Gaysol is dropping quite a lot. And honestly, if you see the accuracies, there isn't that big of a difference. It's mostly just the misses. And with this kind of drops from Samira, Tristan, Gaysol, Creep Warrior, everyone misses, and it's just Snowsend. Snowsend, after seeing Creep Warrior just carrying through Rise 3, he's like, nah fam, I got this. Koreans rejoice with Snowsend FC. So no, he drops.
Oh no! Yeah, we had to have one. We had to have one last curse for this match. Everyone drops. Highest combo is just 500 meter drops. And then, oh boy, oh Tristan. Catching a couple of misses with grip, and the lead is just gonna grow towards South Korea.
Yeah, it is a team reset lead for the United States. But we're only halfway through, and again, it is 30,000 points in a map that is 5 minutes long. That is a big difference. But the accuracies are not too bad, really. The accuracies are, if anything, pretty close to each other. Tristan and Geisel have exactly same accuracies. So does Flying Samurai and Crazy Mitter. It's just 0.27% of accuracy between Snowsend and Grip Warrior. That is the difference maker on the accuracy department, but otherwise it's just the misses, really. So if Korea starts to crash a little bit on this very ending, which goes hard, like this is arguably the hardest part of the map that is about to come.
The ending
I mean,
is
don't
brutal.
count the United States off, I think, so far.
But it is now all in South Korea's hands.
Tristan dropping
Tristan with
on
a bit of a
column
combo
release
hit.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of a tricky one to hit. He hits a bit too late and ends up causing a miss. So does Grip Warrior, who drops once more. And this is a very weird show of a team doing sort of better or kind of equivalent in accuracy, but dropping so much combo that is proving to be their undoing at this point. But with the last quarter remaining and 12th section of all the places, this is the one they want to call the best, because it goes as fast as 300 BPM and it's very tricky patterning. We shall see if the US have a chance, but it's looking grim.
The physicality needed for this ending. Mitter is struggling a little bit. Everyone in South Korea is still holding 2.7k combos.
Snowson dropping, Geisel dropping finally, but Samir is still holding. Never mind, there's a lot of misses coming from everywhere. All the players are just resetting the combo back and forth, and if anything, that only helps Korea. Although Flying Samir is struggling quite a bit, everyone so is. And at this point, even though there is a huge collapse by both of the teams, this lead was a bit too much in favor of the South Koreans for the US to recover. And although we see many misses from everybody, it's going to be South Korea who ends up taking the match. The tiebreaker steganography at the very end, Mitter giving up, sort of knowing that it is the Asians who will be facing Brazil in just some hours, really, on the winners grand final. But nonetheless, that was a run and a half for the United States.
That was more than a run and a half. They started seeded 11th. They only retained one player from last year, which was Grip Warrior. They basically had to have a huge reset in their team, and they've made it to 3rd place.
Not only did they
and
make
the only
it to 3rd
team
place,
they lost to are the
they
grand
only
finalists.
lost to Korea. 2 times they lost, and
They've
both
only
times they
lost
went to
to South Korea.
tiebreaker. What
This
a
run from
match.
the US has been nothing short of insane.
Oh,
But it is
by no
going to be
means.
South Korea.
It is South Korea. Like, I just started paying attention to Snowsen's score, and I am disgusted.
Snowsen?
32-200s on this. Like, sure, 8 misses, but 32-200s is absolutely bananas. Like, that man may be the biggest reason why Korea has been performing so much. I don't want to discredit Geisel, Poka, Flying Samira, like every player really. They all been playing their own. We haven't seen Sudden Death on the LNs either, which is a bit of a surprise.
We might see them later on. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they put him in for Brazil. And, I mean, what a play there by Snowsen, and just the Korean team in general, and everyone in the US as well. They all had their moments to shine. I feel that every player that took part of this matchup, at some point, they were the one player to be careful of, really. And an amazing match and a really nice way to close the losers bracket. And now it's just 1, potentially 2 more matches, and the tournament is over.
One last clash between 2 of the greatest titans to grace this game mode. It had to be. But one thing I actually want to mention. Steganography. I know some people have been wondering where can they listen to it? Apart from, you know, the Twitch stream from last weekend or on the news post. Well, you can now view it on YouTube or listen to it on SoundCloud in about 6 hours. So at 11 UTC today, or well, 11 UTC September 18th, Steganography will be uploaded to YouTube and SoundCloud for everyone to listen to.
Woo!
So yeah,
Ciao,
that's
Ravi.
where the music will be.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I think this is the end for both of us, though, from this World Cup.
That is going to be the end for me and of you as well, because the Brazil and Korea match will be done by 2 other casters. But yeah, it has been a very long journey from the start to the end. I've had my fair share of very exciting matches. You've had your very
Man, I haven't commented as much as I
fair
would have wanted because
I
of
mean-
like COE and whatnot. But every match I got, it was insane.
I mean, last weekend.
It really was. But hey, it was a great World Cup for both of us, but it's not over. I want to see all of you, regardless, all of you watching the
Yes.
stream. 14 UTC, I think it is, between Brazil and South Korea. The winners final repeated into the grand finals now. For number 1 spot, for defending the title, it is Brazil. And for taking it back, it is South Korea, who have not been winning for a while now. So
Yep.
they surely want their revenge from Brazil. That's been it for us, folks. I hope you enjoyed the stream, the match, the tiebreaker, the performance of every single player that showed off today. And see you all on the final
you
match
all.
of Mania World Cup. Bye-bye.